Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a vital breath, really, and focusing on our lungs.
Yeah, something we don't always think about, do we? But they work so hard.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Bringing in oxygen, clearing out waste. So, in this deep dive, we're looking at an article from Green Time Wellness.
A really good one.
Yeah, and we're going to explore some natural herbs that might, offer some real support for respiratory health.
Exactly. Our mission, if you like, is to pull out the key info on these herbs.
Right. So whether you're maybe dealing with a cough that's hanging around or recovering from something.
Or even if you just want to be proactive about your lung health.
We want to give you some practical, natural ways to care for your lungs.
Let's get into it.
All right, first up, Mullein.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds mythical, doesn't it?
It does a bit.
It's described as gentle but powerful for the lungs. Apparently, it's got this long history, traditional use.
For soothing inflammation, right, in the respiratory passages.
Yeah, and helping the body clear out mucus. The article mentions it's often used for, like, dry coughs, bronchitis, even asthma sometimes.
Okay.
And here's the practical bit. 1 to 2 teaspoons of the dried leaves steeped in hot water. About 10 minutes.
Simple enough.
But, and this seems important, you really need to strain it well.
Yeah.
Because of tiny hairs on the leaves, apparently.
Ah, right. Don't want those irritating things. That makes sense.
Yeah, could be scratchy.
And that dual action you mentioned, soothing inflammation and expelling mucus, that's really key, isn't it?
How so?
Well, inflammation, it narrows everything up, makes it harder to breathe. You feel that tightness.
Right.
And mucus, while it's protective, too much of it, or thick mucus, can trap things you don't want. So helping your body clear it efficiently, that's crucial for just basic lung function.
Okay, that makes sense. So moving on from Mullein, how about something maybe more familiar, thyme?
Ah, yes, from the spice rack.
Exactly. We all know it from cooking, but this article talks about its antimicrobial properties.
Mostly from thymol, yeah.
Yeah, that's the compound, thymol.
Mm-hmm.
Seems it can help fight off respiratory bugs,
Mm-hmm.
and it also acts as an expectorant, helping to loosen mucus. Sounds pretty useful, especially, cold and flu season.
Definitely a good one to have around. The article mentions ways to use it.
It does. Thyme tea, maybe with a bit of honey, or thyme essential oil in steam inhalation.
Oh, steam inhalation is great.
Yeah. Tell us more about that.
Well, the antimicrobial side of thymol can target the actual cause of some infections, like bacteria
Okay.
and steam. It's such a direct delivery method. The warm moisture itself is soothing.
Right, just the steam alone helps.
Exactly. And then add the thyme oil. Its properties get right to where they're needed. Plus, it helps clear the sinuses, and we know sinus health and lung health are really connected.
Good point.
Okay.
Next herb, licorice root. Sounds comforting, doesn't it?
It does, has that Swedish kind of vibe.
It's described as a soothing demulcent, which I guess means it coats things
Yeah, it creates like a protective film, eases irritation.
in the throat and bronchial tubes. Plus, it apparently also has antiviral and antibacterial properties.
So it's doing a couple of things then. Soothing and fighting.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
The article suggests licorice root tea, good for sore throats or those coughs that just linger.
Makes sense for a sore throat, that coating action.
But there's a big but,
Mm-hmm.
a caution. Avoid it if you have high blood pressure or if you're pregnant,
Ah, very important.
unless you've checked with the healthcare provider first.
Absolutely crucial. It shows these herbs can have wider effects, Affecting blood pressure is a systemic thing.
Right, not just localized to the throat.
Exactly. And that demulcent action is great soothing. The throat can reduce the cough reflex, stop irritation going lower. The antiviral antibacterial adds another layer.
Mhm.
But those precautions, vital.
Yeah.
Natural isn't always harmless for everyone in every situation. Always good to be cautious with things like blood pressure.
Definitely noted.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to osha root. This one sounds interesting.
OSHA, yeah. Less common, maybe.
Yeah, it has a history with Native American healers. It's supposed to have some pretty powerful effects for lung support.
Like what?
Things like potentially increasing oxygenation and giving a warming sensation to the respiratory system.
Increasing oxygenation. That's intriguing. How it might do that would need more looking into, but...
But the feeling of breathing easier, taking in more air.
Oh, yeah. That can make a huge difference, especially if you're feeling congested or under the weather. And a warming effect that could potentially boost circulation in the lung tissues.
Maybe help things move.
Possibly. Worth considering. How do you usually take OSHA?
Often as a tincture, the article says, or maybe in lozenges. And a heads up,
Mm-hmm.
it apparently has a really strong taste.
Yeah. Often the way with potent herbs, isn't it? You know they're doing something.
True. Okay, next,
Oh.
elecampane. This one sounds like it really gets down to business.
Elecampane. Right, a root.
Yes, a somewhat bitter root. It's mentioned specifically for clearing out thick, stubborn mucus.
Ah, so good for those productive coughs.
Exactly, the kind where you're actually, you know, bringing stuff up. It helps ease those.
An expectorant, basically, helping the body expel.
Right. And it also has antibacterial properties against respiratory pathogens.
Double duty again. Clearing mucus and fighting bugs.
Seems that way. It's often prepared as a tea or tincture.
Mhm.
And interestingly, often combined with licorice and mullein.
Oh, that makes sense. Combining forces.
Yeah.
Well, you've got elecampane for the expectorant action on thick mucus, licorice for soothing and maybe masking that bitterness slightly,
Oh, good point.
and mullein for general soothing and expectoration too. It's like a targeted team approach. Very smart, using herbs synergistically.
I like that. Okay, now for something much more familiar, peppermint.
Ah, lovely peppermint. Instantly cooling.
Yes. Refreshing, cooling, all thanks to the menthol, right?
That's the key component, yes. Menthol.
And it helps open airways, soothe the scratchy throat. It can even act as a mild decongestant.
You feel it immediately, don't you? That cool rush when you breathe it in. If you've got a stuffy nose, it just seems to open things up.
Totally. So the suggestions are pretty straightforward. Peppermint tea or the essential oil.
In steam inhalation again? Or a diffuser?
Exactly. Steam or just diffusing it into the air.
Both good options. The tea works from the inside out, soothing as it goes down. The inhaled vapor gives that more immediate decongestant feeling. Very practical.
Okay, our last specific herb mentioned is lobelia. This one sounds dramatic. It's called the intelligent herb.
Intelligent herb. Why is that?
Apparently, it has this ability to relax bronchial spasms.
Oh, okay. Like sudden
Yeah.
airway tightening.
Yeah, those spasms that make it hard to breathe. Lobelia can supposedly help with that, supporting deeper breathing.
That sounds potentially very useful for certain conditions.
And it's big, but again, the article really stresses this is a potent herb.
Not one to just casually experiment with then.
Definitely not. Best used in very small doses or in blends formulated by an expert.
Right. Professional guidance needed.
Yeah, like a qualified herbalist.
That makes complete sense. Bronchial spasms can be serious, frightening even. Something that acts on them needs to be respected.
Good way to put it.
Its potency means you absolutely need expert advice. Safe use is paramount. It really highlights that herbs vary so much in their strength.
Absolutely. So, okay, we've covered a lot of individual herbs. Quite a range.
From gentle Mullein to potent lobelia.
But the article also gives some really practical, everyday tips beyond specific herbs.
Always good to have those foundational practices.
First one is steam inhalation again. Seems popular. Suggests using thyme, eucalyptus, or peppermint.
We talked about why that's effective, right? The warm steam, the oils, loosens congestion, soothes membranes.
And then, super simple but maybe overlooked, staying hydrated.
Oh, fundamentally important.
Helps thin mucus,
Yeah.
apparently. Makes it easier to expel.
Absolutely. Your body needs water for everything, including keeping mucus at the right consistency so it can actually be cleared out, carrying away debris.
Makes sense. Then there's breath work.
Ah, yes. Using the lungs properly.
Deep breathing exercises, yoga, meditation, all mentioned as ways to expand lung capacity.
Use it or lose it to some extent.
And also reduce stress, which, well, stress impacts breathing, doesn't it?
It definitely can. Shallow breathing, tension. Deep, slow breaths can counteract that. It improves the physical mechanics and efficiency of breathing.
And then the obvious but crucial advice, avoid smoke, avoid pollutants.
Yeah, minimize the burden on your lungs.
And maybe think about air purifiers, especially indoors where we spend so much time.
Good call. Reducing exposure to irritants is a key preventative step. Clean air indoors makes a big difference for long-term lung wellness.
Okay, so now, this is where it gets really hands-on. The article actually shares specific tea recipes.
Oh, nice. Practical takeaways.
Totally. First one, breathe easy herbal tea. Sounds good already.
What's in it?
It's a blend. 1 part mullein leaves, 1 part licorice root, 1 part peppermint leaves, and then half a part of thyme.
Nice combo. Covers a few bases we discussed.
Yeah. Instructions. Steep. A tablespoon of the mix in hot water 10 to 15 minutes. And again, strain thoroughly because of the mullein.
Right. Gotta get those hairy.
Add honey if you like. Drink it once or twice a day when you feel you need it.
And the benefits they list.
Calming inflamed airways, helping expel mucus, soothing the throat. Seems like a good all-rounder for when you're feeling bunged up.
It does sound like it. You see the synergy there, right? Mullein, soothing and expectorant, licorice coating and anti-inflammatory, peppermint opening things up, thyme adding antimicrobial action.
Yeah, working together.
Combining them often gives broader relief than just one herb alone.
Cool. Okay, recipe 2. Deep lung detox tea. Sounds a bit more intense.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
Ingredients. 1 part elecampane root, 1 part osha root. Or, helpful tip, ginger root as an alternative.
Oh, good substitution. OSHA can be harder to find sometimes. Ginger is great too.
Right. Then 1 part mullein, half a part cinnamon chips, and an optional tiny pinch of cayenne pepper.
Ooh, cayenne for a little kick.
Yeah, for circulation, it says. Now, the prep is different here. You simmer the roots first, the elecampane and osha or ginger.
Makes sense. They're tougher. Need more heat to extract goodies.
For 10-15 minutes. Then take it off the heat, add the mullein and cinnamon, and let those steep for another 10 minutes before straining.
Right, protecting the more delicate parts.
And this blend, highlighted for deeper detox support, promoting long-term lung resilience.
Okay, so maybe more for ongoing support or deeper clearing. Elecampane for mucus, ginger for that warmth and maybe oxygenation support. Cinnamon adds warmth and flavor. And cayenne, yeah, could stimulate circulation, maybe help the body's own clearing processes. Offering ginger is really practical.
Good to have options.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Lung Love Daily Tea. Sounds gentle.
A daily sipper.
Looks like it. Ingredients. 1 part peppermint, 1 part marshmallow root.
Ah, marshmallow root. And another great demulcent. Very soothing.
Okay. Then 1 part calendula flowers.
Calendula, often used for inflammation and healing.
Nice.
Half a part thyme. And optional dried orange peel. Ooh, orange peel for flavor and maybe some vitamin C and bioflavonoids.
Yeah. Instructions are simple. Steep a tablespoon in hot water, 10-12 minutes. Strain, enjoy once or twice daily.
And the goal of this one?
Supporting the mucous membranes, gently clearing the respiratory tract, and having a pleasant flavor for regular enjoyment.
That sounds lovely. Marshmallow root coating and soothing, calendula for gentle healing, peppermint for freshness, thyme for its gentle antimicrobial touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, a really nice daily support blend.
Makes it sound less like medicine, more like a nice ritual.
Exactly. And herbal teas can absolutely be both beneficial and enjoyable. And always, listen to your own body, see how you respond to any new blend.
Good reminder. So, wow, we've covered a lot. We've gone through some really remarkable herbs, haven't we?
We have mullein, thyme, licorice, osha, elecampane, peppermint, even the potent lobelia with its cautions.
Yeah, and those practical daily tips to steam, hydration, breath work.
Avoiding irritants, yeah. Foundational stuff.
And then these great tea recipes as really accessible ways to try things out. The Breathe Easy, the Deep Lung Detox, the Lung Love Daily.
It really brings it home, doesn't it? That there are proactive steps you can take. It's not just about waiting until you get sick.
Right, being mindful of your lung health day to day.
Exactly. Considering your environment, considering these natural allies, they can be valuable tools in your sort of wellness toolkit. So maybe as a final thought for everyone listening, just reflecting on the incredible job your lungs do constantly, often without thanks.
Yep.
What's maybe one small, intentional step you could take this week? Just one thing. To show your lungs a bit of extra care or support.
Could be anything, right? Brewing one of these teas.
Or just taking 5 minutes for some really deep, conscious breaths. Something small but intentional. Just a thought to ponder.